while we started putting the film back together, I went back to him and I wrote him a letter and I just said, you know what, this film not only was, you were my first choice, it was rewritten with you in mind. You were the only person to play this part. So if he called after the letter and said, okay, let's see if we can't work the schedule out.
Well, for me to act, it just comes from a wanting to entertain.
Here's this 11-year-old child, although that's not really the right word because he's not a child. He's 11 years old going on 40. He has the maturity of an adult and the professionalism of an adult, although, you know, he's still a jovial kid and we get to mess around a lot.
You know, he walked in, I didn't know him, I hadn't seen any of the other films he did, I didn't even know who he was, but he sat down and just read those lines. He did the chimpanzee in the attic scene where he realizes that this chimpanzee is his only friend in the world. And he had me crying, like within 30 seconds. And as soon as I said, okay, that's good, he went, okay, what's next? And he snapped out of it, and I was like, oh my God, this kid can go to these places of emotion, but he's still a kid. He just has this natural gift to just go in and out of the character.
I feel like I can learn from him, and it's quite astonishing, you know, to sort of be, oh my goodness, this child just said something to me that it really is churning my wheels, you know? And as we were saying before, I mean, precocious just doesn't seem a large enough word to describe Alex.
I want to get a PhD in physics. I want to get a master's in philosophy. I want a master in metaphysics, which is just a branch of philosophy. So it's pretty much the same thing. And then that's what I want to go to college the second time, or the first time I go to college, I want to go to play football.
A great performance. It makes your job a lot easier because you really buy into the character. It helps me feel those emotions, and in particular in Race to Space, there was a scene with
Excuse me,
and Billy on the beach, and they were sitting on a car talking about their relationship and their mother. When you have a scene like that, sometimes the music just writes itself. It can be really inspiring.
Sometimes I feel closer to the moon than I do to my own son. It should not be that way.
I get a lot of credit for what they do, and I always laugh. I go, as a director, there's only two things I got to do. I got to find a great script. I got to find great actors. If I get those two elements together, I can sit back. The third thing is a fantastic crew because they have the talent to do what we're looking for.
It's been amazing to work with Sean McNamara because he is such a positive. He has such a positive energy, and it lifts everyone. He's also, you can tell, he almost, from what I've learned by the people that have worked with him repeatedly, he cultivates kind of a rep company kind of feeling. He uses a lot of the same people, and his crew is very familiar and fond of him.
Sean is great. Sean has actually worked with a lot of kids on kids' movies, so he does it really well, and he's really understanding and everything. And he'll take an idea that you have. A lot of times directors will be like, no, do it this way, and then when you say something, they're like, no, I don't think so. But with Sean, you have freedom to do what you think would be the best for your character.
First of all, he sees the whole picture in his head. And when we're shooting, he knows exactly, when we're doing pickups or cover, he knows exactly how everything's going to cut together.
But he also knows how to amp up the action.
I put these little pieces together, and so by knowing how it's all going to end up together, I have less stress on the set because I figure out how to build it. So I would rather have a happy set. I'd rather have me be happy, and if I'm happy, I can feel everybody else is happy.
There's so much energy, and there's a lot to be said for his enthusiasm because it really gets the troops going. You just have to watch what happens on the set. I'm sure you have some footage of him yelling, "Brilliant, genius."
Well, I guess it's my code. Genius means that's it. We're done. We're moving on. It's perfect. Brilliant means we got to do one or two more. I used to have a bunch of different ones. If I say it's really good, that means it sucked. Cut, brilliant, one more.
To act with the chimp, it's different because they don't understand as much, but they're actually very, very smart. But it takes a lot more rehearsing because with the trainers, they have to get the action down, and you have to do the action with the line.
We had to look at different chimpanzees to see what they can do. There's a lot of qualities they have to have. They have to be able to work with people, because when they get to a certain age, they get a little more crotchety and they don't like to work with humans. And if they're too young, they don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to go to their marks or all the things that we want to do.
Well, he had to learn to play baseball. So first for batting, we hang a ball on a little string, and he starts swinging, hitting that little ball, and pretty soon we start swinging it at him, and then we start throwing the ball, and little by little they start hitting it, you know, and learn to catch it too, you know, with his little net, and he hits a net, and then you throw the ball, and he catches it, and throws it back again.
Tyler just had this cuteness. There was another chimp. Tyler didn't have his upper teeth, and I don't know what it was, but it just was so adorable to me that he didn't. So that's how he ended up getting the part.
I was a bit naive before coming onto this project about working with chimps. Of course, I'd known that they have tremendous strength and can be aggressive, but I didn't really know the edge that there is to them.
They're really strong, but I don't really get scared of them because I know that they're not vicious animals running around unless you provoke them. It's inevitable if you're going to work with a monkey and a chimpanzee, you're going to get bitten. So, I don't know, he's really cute and he does attract some girls.
For me personally, the chance to work with a chimpanzee was definitely a plus.
The kids are going to be entertained by the chimp and the boy, and they're going to learn a little bit about history, and it's going to open up a whole discussion about our exploration of space. There's an enormous amount of pride that comes out of our accomplishments of going to space, and I think that's really important. I think it's important for Americans today to see this kind of movie.
That's it.